Hold on to your hats, America, because things are about to get bumpy in the car industry. The winds of change are blowing, and they're bringing a storm of new regulations and mandates that could reshape the landscape of American manufacturing. President Trump, in a move that surprised absolutely no one, has dropped a bombshell. With his characteristic flair and determination, he's set the stage for a dramatic shift in how cars are made and sold in the United States. He signed an executive order that will require all cars sold in the US to be made right here in the good old USA. This isn't just a minor tweak or a gentle nudge. It's a sweeping mandate that could have far-reaching implications for the entire automotive industry. That's right, folks. It's the America First Car Mandate. A bold declaration that aims to prioritize American labor and resources above all else. It's a move that resonates with patriotic fervor and a desire to reclaim the glory days of American manufacturing. This isn't just about slapping an American flag on a car and calling it a day. No, this mandate goes much deeper. It demands that every component, every piece, and every part of the car be sourced and assembled within the United States. This mandate means every nut, bolt, and cup holder has to be 100% American-made. From the smallest screw to the largest engine block, everything must be crafted with American hands and ingenuity. It's a bold move, some might even say a reckless one. But hey, that's our Donald, always ready to shake things up and challenge the status quo. He's never been one to shy away from controversy or bold decisions. The goal? To bring back manufacturing jobs to the US and stick it to those pesky foreign car companies. It's a vision of a revitalized American workforce, bustling factories, and a resurgence of the American dream. But like a rusty old jalopy, this plan might look good on the surface, but is probably hiding a whole lot of problems under the hood. There are concerns about the feasibility, the cost, and the potential backlash from international trade partners. Buckle up, because we're about to break it all down. We'll explore the potential benefits, the possible pitfalls, and what this mandate could mean for the future of the American car industry. Stay tuned as we dive into the details and navigate the twists and turns of Trump's America First car mandate. Trump's pitch for the car mandate is simple: make America great again, one car at a time. He envisions a future where American factories are bustling with activity, producing cars that are not only made in America, but also symbolize the strength and resilience of the American spirit. He promises more jobs, stronger industries, and less reliance on those shifty foreigners. The idea is to bring back the golden age of American manufacturing, where the assembly lines were the lifeblood of the economy, and every car that rolled off the line was a testament to American ingenuity and hard work. It's a message that resonates with his base, who see it as a win for American workers and a return to a bygone era of industrial dominance. For many, it's a nostalgic call to a time when America was the undisputed leader in automotive production, and the middle class thrived on the back of well-paying manufacturing jobs. But hold your horses, folks. Not everyone's jumping for joy. There are significant concerns about the broader implications of this mandate. Critics are calling it a recipe for disaster, higher car prices, trade wars, and a logistical nightmare for the auto industry. They argue that the increased costs of production will inevitably be passed on to consumers, making cars less affordable for the average American. They argue that globalization is here to stay, and trying to turn back the clock will only hurt the economy in the long run. The interconnected nature of the global economy means that isolating American manufacturing could lead to retaliatory measures from other countries, disrupting trade and causing economic instability. The car mandate has effectively driven a wedge through the heart of America, splitting the country into those who see it as a path to prosperity and those who fear it'll drive us straight into an economic ditch. The debate is fierce, with passionate arguments on both sides, reflecting the deep divisions within the nation. Only time will tell who's right. But one thing's for sure, it's gonna be a wild ride. As the nation watches and waits, the future of American manufacturing hangs in the balance, and the outcome of this bold mandate will shape the economic landscape for years to come. The promise of more jobs is the shiny hood ornament on Trump's car mandate. He claims it'll bring back manufacturing jobs that were shipped overseas and boost the economy significantly. And sure, on paper, it sounds great. Who doesn't love more jobs, right? But let's pop the hood and take a closer look. Economists are divided on whether this plan will actually deliver the economic goods. Some argue that the mandate will create a surge in demand for American-made parts and labor, leading to a manufacturing renaissance. They envision bustling factories, higher wages, and a surge in economic activity. However, others are skeptical. They warn that the higher costs of producing cars entirely in the US will make American cars less competitive, potentially hurting sales and even leading to job losses in the long run. They also point out that many of the manufacturing jobs lost in recent decades have been replaced by automation, a trend that's unlikely to be reversed by the car mandate. The global assembly line. Made in America, but from where? Here's the thing about cars. They're not exactly made in one place anymore. In fact, the process of building a car is a complex dance of logistics and engineering that spans the globe. Building a car is like baking a cake, except instead of flour and sugar, you're using parts shipped in from all over the world. Imagine trying to bake a cake where the flour comes from Kansas, the sugar from Brazil, the eggs from France, and the butter from New Zealand. That's essentially what car manufacturers are doing. The modern car is a global collaboration, with parts crossing borders and oceans before they end up in your driveway. Each component, from the engine to the smallest screw, might have traveled thousands of miles before being assembled into the final product. Trump's mandate throws a wrench into this well-oiled, or at least relatively functional, machine. The directive to source more parts domestically disrupts the established supply chains that have been optimized over decades. Suddenly, car manufacturers are scrambling to find American suppliers for everything. This isn't just a simple switch. It involves renegotiating contracts, ensuring quality standards, and sometimes even redesigning parts to fit new specifications. The problem? Many of these parts are simply not made in the US anymore, or at least not in the quantities needed. Over the years, production has shifted overseas where labor and materials are cheaper. This means either ramping up domestic production, which takes time and money, or investing in new facilities and training workers, which isn't an overnight process, or finding new sources for these parts. This could mean looking to other countries that aren't affected by the mandate, but that comes with its own set of challenges. And guess what? Those new sources are likely to be more expensive. The cost of re-establishing supply chains, coupled with potential tariffs and trade restrictions, means higher prices for parts. The result? Higher costs for car manufacturers, which they'll likely pass on to, you guessed it, the consumer. So, the next time you're in the market for a new car, you might notice a heftier price tag, all thanks to the complexities of the global assembly line and the push for more American-made components. Playing by the new rules foreign automakers adapt. So what about all those foreign car companies with factories in the US? Well, they're not exactly thrilled about this new mandate. They've invested billions in building factories and creating jobs in the US, and now they're being told to rip up their playbooks and start over. Some companies are considering scaling back their US operations, while others are trying to adapt by shifting their supply chains and finding American suppliers. It's a logistical nightmare, and it's likely to lead to higher costs and delays. In the short term, foreign automakers are stuck between a rock and a hard place. They can either try to comply with the mandate, which will be costly and difficult, or they can pull out of the US market, which would be a huge blow to their bottom line. Neither option is ideal, and it's likely that some companies may not survive the difficult transition.